So, if you spent any amount of time on this channel, you know I go out of my way to distinguish, descendants of American slavery towards immigrants when it comes to the government designation of blackness, right? So this article coming to us from the from USA Today, it's an opinion piece from a gentleman by the name of Kevin Coakley, just falls right down, right up our alley now, isn't it? Don't pit slavery descendants against black immigrants. Racism doesn't know the difference. Oh, black immigrants, how much I love you. Because there are black immigrants, vote for me, okay? So I have black immigrants in my constituency. This isn't a matter of bigotry. It's just a matter of what's legitimate, what's real, and how the history that's used on slavery descendants gets, congealed with those of black immigrants. It's two different stories. We're two different animals, and that's not disrespect. It's just the truth. We are not the same thing. But under the guise of blackness, well, it's all black. And no, it ain't. The anti-African, anti-black immigrant stance is short-sighted. As we celebrate Black History Month, we should not divide the black community. Once again, it's a government designation. It's nothing real, okay? And I actually enjoy the differences between us. I love my Haitian people. I love my Jamaican people. I love my Caribbean people. I really love everyone. But when it comes down to who I grew up with, what I grew up around, particularly in my hometown of Irvington, New Jersey, the Haitians are just all over the place. And you know what? I still love them. They're good people. Make no mistake. But there are differences between immigrants and those of us who have been here. And to an extent, Mr. Coakley's right. Racism doesn't know the difference. Black is black. But that's why we as individuals have to be far more cognizant of the differences between, because what's best for, immigrants is not best for black descendants. And we have to be real about that. We have to be honest about it. Should African American / black identity be defined by descendants of slavery or by African ancestry? See, once again, let's keep going. That's just the first sentence. Jesus, Jay, I gotta get through this. This increasingly bitter debate in the black community is undermining the spirit of Black History Month. Oh, something that your white zaddy gave to you. At the center of the conflict is the social movement referred to as ADOS, who I've disavowed a long time ago. They're still going after reparations. Cut it out. Or the American Descendants of Slavery. Co-founded in 2016, ADOS is a political and social movement whose purpose is to advocate for reparations, compensating those who have been wronged on behalf of Black Americans. The group argues that reparations for slavery are economically and morally justified. Yeah, and that's why I don't really mess with those guys, because no, it's not. What happened. Let's deal with it right now. The concept of reparations, albeit controversial, is not new and dates to 1672. However, it is not the advocacy for reparations that has thrust ADOS into the national spotlight. Instead, it is the emphasis on distinguishing Black American descendants of slavery from Black immigrants, a focus that essentially pits Black Americans against Black immigrants. Okay, so no, it was reparations. I remember Joy Reid and everybody else sit there talking about reparations. Reparations is what thrusted in there. This little internal conflict, this between us, bruh. we can leave the white folk out of it. This is between us. And yeah, there are issues because you guys come here. I don't know what Mr. Coakley's lineage is by any stretch of the imagination, but those who come here from other countries are dicks. Okay, they treat us like assholes. They come into our communities and they shit all over everything with their weird ass customs. No offense, guys, but weird ass customs and what's the name? And ultimately, he's right. Racism can't tell the difference, and that was part of the plan. That's why you're here. That's why the Hard Sellers Act, I think it's Hard Sellers Act was pushed through to bring in more people from Black and brown places so they can get mixed up and congealed with us in our struggle. So, and if you have a black face, if that black face is the black face of an immigrant, no, it's not going to have the same history in its blood as someone who's been here, whose family has a plantation in the whole nine. It is understandable why proponents of ADOS seek to highlight the contrast. Okay, that's good. There are real and consequential differences in our lived experiences. For example, Black immigrants are better educated. Fuck you. No, seriously, like fuck them. This is bullshit. You gonna sit here and like, oh well, we're just better educated. Y'all come here. Then why you here? Can I ask you this question? Because you know what? These school systems ain't shit. I will admit, we got a lot of morons running around here, but don't sit here and act. This is a part of the problem. This is a part of the problem. We're better educated and have higher median income. Bruh, you done fucked up because fuck you, bruh. We ain't cool like that. So yeah, how about we sit here and have a conversation on some even plane, but they see themselves as superior. I hope you guys understand that. These individuals see themselves as superior to us, when in reality, like you said, racism can't tell the difference, dipshit. Dividing black communities short-sighted, bro. That really pissed me off. Because it's like, oh, we're better educated and have higher media. Then take your ass back where you came from and do it there. Look, this has nothing to do with immigrants as a whole. It has nothing to do, if you're a black immigrant, it has nothing to do with you as an individual. This is directed squarely at Mr. Coakley here, because he's the one talking about how much better they are. Oh, Jay, you're insecure. A little bit, probably, because I've seen what's happened. I've paid attention to exactly what's happened to our communities, exactly what's transpired, and how, like, now, before I can even get through, like, the first part of this article, he's sitting there saying how much better they are than us. That's the problem. You guys are dicks. Dividing black communities short-sighted. Although this fight for economic and social justice for black Americans is commendable, a closer examination of its rhetoric and agenda suggests an anti-African, anti-black immigrant stance that is historically short-sighted. No, it's not, because we would have been better off if y'all asses stayed over there and we was able to do our thing over here. Dead ass. Critics characterize ADOS as having harmful anti-black policies that contend with that its leaders do not believe black Americans can or should have any connection with Africa. We don't. You sold us, dipshits. I don't know where Coakley's from, but as far as Africa goes, and as soon as I learned this, I was like, oh no, that whole Pan-African thing is nonsense. We were sold. Our ancestors were sold. We were prisoners of war, and they sold us off for the labor and to get rid of usurpers. You know what? That's cool. I'm not mad about it, because guess who's an American? I am. So I ain't saying you're tripping on that by any stretch of the imagination. In the long run, we actually won out. But yet you come over here talking about how much better you are than us. Fuck out of here. Black History Month essay. I searched a continent away hoping to find home. As a professor of African and African American study, African diaspora studies, so basically grievance politics. Okay, you're a waste of time and space. And a racial identity scholar. Jesus Christ. Burn the schools. Burn them all. If they ain't teaching STEM, burn them all. Seriously, all of it is just grievance studies. We sitting here with some dipshit talking about how better educated he is than us, when he the one that has to lean on grievance studies, which isn't even a real thing. You're just there, like you contribute nothing. You contribute nothing, and you want to sit here and talk about, oh yeah, man, well, we're better educated and have higher median incomes, huh? Because guess what? Back in the 60s, you were allowed in. That mixed it up together, and now everything's just black. Nah, fam. It's one of my biggest problems with a lot of these, a lot of people, you know, that particularly Caucasians that sit there and be like, oh, well, he's black, so he's black African American. It's just a black guy. You're like, bro, you don't even know where that man from. You don't know his history. You don't know his lineage. And that's my whole problem with the entire Crayola cabal, is that it's all about just divide. It is about dividing people, but not dividing people by the right thing, and congealing and mixing people who honestly don't really have that much in common. This guy's a piece of shit. Let's keep going. How much longer is this? It's a little bit longer than I kind of want to go, but let's keep going. Enslaved Africans knew their... Boy. While it is important to acknowledge the difference among the groups, my goal is to critically analyze the behaviors, attitudes, and philosophies of black leaders and movements that ultimately undermine the advanced progress for all black people. All black people ain't the same, champ. First and foremost, as far as black leaders and movements, particularly here in the United States, most of them, particularly Black Lives Matter and the like, are drummed up. They've been put on a pedestal. They've been propped up by those of other backgrounds who would like to see that, who really just want to make sure that the image, particularly of the black American man, is in the gutter. That's their entire point. And you know what you do? You help that, Mr. Coakley. You're a piece of shit, honestly. In a thoughtful yet provocative piece, ADO's co-founder Antonio Moore argues that recent immigrants from Africa seek a solidarity of sameness, yet do not have the history or lived experience to be considered in any claims for reparations. And he's right. Even though I don't agree with reparations, that's not your history, champ. Shut up. Go away. Enslaved Africans knew their roots. They knew they got sold off. That's what they knew. As far as roots go, bro, my roots is right here in New Jersey. I'm an American, plain and simple. There's no, oh yeah, I want to go back to Mother Africa. Man, Africa can eat a dick, man. This shit is like, it's hot as hell over there from everything I hear, and I have no interest of being there. It's not the customs that I am accustomed to, because guess what? I'm like a 45th generation American, bruh. My family fought in this country's wars. We the ones that took the ass whoopings to build this. So to sit here and have this guy like really just come through on, yo, you disrespectful as hell, bruh. I ain't going to stunt. But more problematic is the dismissal of any desire to seek solidarity among all people of African descent. So ain't white people from Africa too? Didn't the original man come from Africa? We're all of African descent if you want to look at it like that, depending on which story you want to go with. Moore argues that before the term African American was introduced by Jesse Jackson, oh Jesus of all people, in 1989, black Americans were black, Negro, and colored, but never nationally identified as African. However, this is historically inaccurate. We Negroes. We ain't one of y'all. Enslaved Africans were always clear about who they were, and they never forgot. How do you know? Oh my God. Okay, I'm done. I kept trying. We are tapping out of this dumbass opinion piece, because bruh, yo, you got a degree. This right here should show you how little college is worth, okay? It really should, because this man saying here with all his degrees talking about, oh yeah, well, just miss me, bruh. Miss me. We're not the same thing. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that, primarily because, hey, in the end of the day, we descendants actually won out on this. See, we can't be deported because we America's problem. I got a social security number and a birth certificate. I'll be okay. But y'all the ones that's now from over there trying to get over here. So really, it's bro, like you can't sit here, but what you do is you turn around and shit on us. Man, miss me with this nonsense. This is one of the most trash articles I've ever read. A big part of the reason why I don't like to read opinion pieces, because opinions are stupid and people like to just spread their nonsense all over the place, and that includes you, Mr. Coakley. So, guys, with that being said, we're gonna bring this one to the end. All the internet stuff. If you like to toss it, a like, dislike, go ahead, do that too. I am not scared of you. Sub if you enjoy I'm kind of pissed off right now. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share because sharing is caring, and YouTube, bitch, you and like aren't the biggest fans of your boy over here for very obvious reasons, because fuck this guy, and speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? But honestly, you're my audience, so I do care what you think. Okay, am I being wrong? Is there something wrong with me? That's disrespectful as hell. Like, it really is, the way that people come over here, particularly Africans, okay? Haitians, Jamaicans, everybody else. No. Not y'all. The Africans in particular, because I've lived with Africans. And I gotta say, you're assholes. You're inconsiderate, and you really think you're better. That's the thing. It's the superiority complex that you have. And you know what? I have a bigger problem with that than white supremacy any day of the week. Any day of the week. God, that pissed me off. All right. So, guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments. And until the next one.